Hi, good afternoon, friends. I'm here with a Condor Wayfinder bushcrafting knife. For size comparisons, let me show you a couple of other Condor designs. Here's the Sigrun knife, tactically inspired blade with a thick pommel, pretty sturdy construction, much thicker as well. This is a crude representation that I got used. It's kind of rough around the edges, all over the place, but it gives you a size indication there. Okay, let me bring in the Kephart interpretation by Condor. Okay, it's a very adorable little knife, very thin, less than 3 millimeters, distal taper, slicey. Good backpacking option, I'm sure. I haven't taken it into the woods yet, but it's probably bits and more in most uses, right? Being a full tank and with more classic looks. Okay, this is 4.5. Shows you the size differences there. Okay, and then lastly we have the Tabs Pasaitan. Kind of hard to find knife, but it's very similar in size. It gives you an idea of the sizes of the blades in particular, because the Pasaitan is known for having a broad blade. So does the Wayfinder. Different approaches to the handle design, both very comfortable. This one has absolutely no hot spots anywhere. This one has the divot that's kind of in the way. But that's a Wayfinder compared to some other well-known designs. But let me just give you some impressions after having used the blade quite a while. Batoning with it, carving, feather sticking, doing general woodworking activities. I'm pleased with what I have in front of me. So not super detailed review, just want to get the information out. I really enjoy the blade profile. It reminds me of the typical Spyderco leaf blade, really broad and thins down to a very arrow-like point. Really nicely done. The Scandi grind that we see in this knife is not the thinnest out there, but it works quite well on wood. Let's just do some cuts to demonstrate. Yeah, it's really good performance. It doesn't envy what LT Wright would give you with their Scandi grinds. Not a hit on the brand on LT Wright whatsoever. I actually like their designs quite a lot. Much more expensive, right? But cutting performance is what I'm saying on wood. With the Scandi approach, I cannot desire a better edge when cutting wood than what you find in some of these Condor Scandi grinds like the Wayfinder. Kind of aggressive style to it, not from a tactical perspective, but more from a defensive woods blade for general defensive things that may come up. I really like that point. We have walnut handles that are bicolor. You have a much darker slab on this side, a lighter one here, with a bow drill, which is made out of metal. I'm not sure exactly what metal they used. I wouldn't expect anything super fancy though. I haven't used the bow drill. I do see its use, potential use, right? For those of you that are inclined to start a fire without any tools aside from wood and your knife, maybe some cordage. So the handle is comfy, it slopes down in the right places, it swells as well. It's got a very nice swell, as you can see there. Exposed tank, it's kind of rounded. I do not see many uses for that though, other than breaking glass or perhaps or a coconut, but I don't think that you're going to find yourself doing that too much. People have mentioned this, the bow drill does rest in this finger here, in an uncomfortable way, right? So although the handle is a win, very comfy, especially if you come down here on my large hands. If I come really down, which I'm far from the edge, I don't like this position for cutting too much. You want to be close to the edge. Down here it doesn't affect, but if you grab it where you're supposed to, with the thumb here in the ramp and close to the edge, this lands square in the fat of your middle finger there, so that's not super comfortable. You can decrease your pressure as you're cutting, but it's not, I don't think the location is the ideal one for that feature. Lanyard hold, good size, good diameter, relatively sharp spine, actually quite sharp. It's almost it's like bush lore, cave lore sharp. It works quite well. Let's strike a ferro rod. It'll strike a spark as well, as you can see. So it's a really competent bushcraft knife for just over $60 last time I checked. I think it's a good option. If you like the looks, the performance is guaranteed. They're using their 1095. Okay, so that's a step up from their 1075, which is quite strong. I've used it heavily and it holds up a good edge after lots of abuse. So my experience with 1095 from Condor is growing. I'm sure they're doing a decent job. It's a respected brand. You have your typical Condor blemishes. You know, it's not a perfect knife by any means. It's dirty from use. That's some tape residue. The handle color disparity is kind of funny, really. It's like a yin and yang situation going on here. But if you get past those small aspects, really, you're going to find yourself with a very competent, comfortable woods blade. This is the sheath that it came with. Kind of ridiculous, right? It doesn't fit the knife too well. Actually, no, that's the wrong sheath. One sec. This is the right sheath for it. It's a little bit wider, but look at that fitting. It's not ideal but at all. I mean, Condor can do better. Their sheaths tend to be pretty dialed on. This one is not. Thanks for your time.